Hello students, welcome to your education. I am Jitendra Kumar Tyagi. So, as all of you know, we have started one important series for your GATE paper in data science. Okay, so very soon you are going to appear for the exam, and in that exam there is a syllabus of different subject, and we are conducting classes daily 10 p.m. In which we are taking 10 questions from different subject. We have taken artificial intelligence, we have taken machine learning, Python, okay, linear algebra, calculus, and other topics also, DBMS, algorithm, all the topics we are covering through these questions. Okay, so today in this series, what I am going to do, there is calculus and optimization in the syllabus. So I have taken 10 questions from that, and the questions are relevant question, just like they will come in the exam. Okay, questions are neither very easy nor very tough. They are strictly following the pattern of the examination which will be conducted by IISc Bengaluru. Okay, so let us discuss our first question in this class. So this is a question based on Taylor series expansion, and you read the question and you try to find out the answer, and you write your answer in the chat box also. Okay, and then I will explain you what is the solution of this problem. So first of all, you try to compute the answer. So Taylor series is there in your syllabus. Okay, so now let us discuss the solution of this problem. I suggest you to remember the Taylor series expansion of important elementary functions like e to the power x, okay, e to the power minus x, sin x, cos x, all these in terms of x, which we also call as Maclaurin series. Okay, so in terms of x, all the expansions you should remember directly in your exam, and please remember the formula of Taylor's formula. Okay, Taylor series expansion of a function fx about a point x equal to a, right? Now in this question, you know, when we are having some function, and if we can directly use e to the power x, sin x, all these terms, then we should use in terms of x, okay, because we have to express this in terms of x. So we know that, okay, we know that e to the power x is equal to 1 plus x upon 1 factorial plus x square upon 2 factorial plus x cube upon 3 factorial and so on. Okay, this is the expansion of e to the power x which is valid for all real values of x here. Okay, सारे x के लिए ये valid होता है आपका formula, right? So now given function is written as fx, which is equal to e to the power x plus x square. So using the properties of exponent, we can write it as e to the power x into e to the power x square equal to. Now let us put this value here from this expansion, we can use directly here. Okay, so it will be 1 plus x square upon 2 factorial means 2 plus x cube upon 3 factorial, so x cube upon 6. I know that I have to write the powers of x less than or equal to 3. So I will not go beyond the power 3. Okay, I will not go to the next term. Okay, so up to this only I will write, because there is no negative term in this expansion also, I know. Okay, so now multiplied by now in this expansion, you know, this is valid for all x, so it means it is valid for x square also, right? So we can directly put x square here in plus of x, right? So we can get this e to the power x square. So it is 1 plus x square plus now x to the power 4 upon 2 of plus x to the power 6 upon 6. Now no need to write other powers, this is also not required because we have to take powers up to 3 only. Okay, now remaining all terms will give power greater than 3, so leave them. Okay, so equal to, now if we multiply this 1, okay, if we multiply this 1 with these terms, we get 1 plus x square upon 2 plus x cube upon 6. We need these terms plus. Okay. Now if we multiply this x square with this terms inside, so we get x square and plus x cube or plus, now this become x to the power 4, so no need to write, okay, leave other terms. Now if we multiply this power with these terms, we will get a power greater than 3, so there will not be any other term containing power of 3 or less, okay, so no need to write any other term. This will be the final, okay. So now let us combine the terms having same power of x. So 1 plus x, okay, we are getting 1 plus x plus. Now here we are having 1 upon 2 or plus 1. So 3 upon 2 x square. 3 upon 2 x square or plus 1 upon 6 or plus 1. So 7 upon 6, okay, 7 upon 6 x cube. So if we see the options, then we can observe that C option is the correct answer here, okay. So answer is C, please remember. So in this way you can directly use powers of E, sine, cos, all these expansions, okay. Now let us move to next question. So this is from limit. One question you may expect in your examination from this chapter, limit, okay. Limit is important and you can expect one question from there. So please solve this problem. Okay, so now let me explain you the solution of this problem. First of all, if we put 0, then tan 0 upon 0. So it is 0 by 0 form, okay, 0 by 0 form. So what we do, whenever we get 0 by 0 form, we apply L'Hospital's rule. So we can apply here also L'Hospital's rule. Remember, L'Hospital rule is very important. L'Hospital's rule. So according to that, this limit can be written as limit x tends to 0. Okay, now derivative of tan x. What is derivative of tan x? It is secant square x divided by this 2x minus 1. Now if we put x equal to 0, we know that secant 0 is 1 and this is 0. So finally we are getting 1 upon 0 minus 1. So minus 1 as a finite number. So this is the limit here, okay. So L'Hospital rule you have to remember, you may get question based on that, okay. Now come to next problem. So again I have taken one problem from limit. So try to solve this. All of you solve the problem and write your answer in the chat box, okay. Okay, so now let me explain the solution of this problem. Limit का question है, ठीक है. सबसे पहले you have to remember first of all that limit x tends to 0 sin mx divided by mx. This limit is equal to 1 and this is very popular limit, very important. You can derive this using L'Hospital rule also, okay. So always remember and always try to use this formula. Limit x tends to 0 sin mx divided by mx is equal to 1. ये formula बहुत important है, right. Now in this function what we can do, we can break this like limit x tends to 0. This x divided by sin x, okay, we can write here x upon sin x and then 1 upon sin x. This sin square x can be written as this sin x into sin x, and then this cot x is nothing but cos 4x divided by sin 4x, okay, multiplied by, now we are having 1 upon cot square 2x, so it is tan square 2x, so it is nothing but sin square 2x divided by cos square 2x. right? So let me remove this line from here. Okay. Now what will we do? Limit x tends to 0, x upon sin x is 1. Okay, you can separately calculate this limit, which is 1. So we will write 1 here. Okay, in place of this we can directly write 1. Now cos 0 is also 1, finite value, so put 1 here also, and this cos 0 is also 1, so put here also 1. Wherever you are getting a finite answer, you just put that finite value. Okay, so this is 1 and this cos 0 1, this 1, but there sin 0 0. So if we are getting 0, then use that. Okay, don't put in that the value of x. Okay, if you are getting 0. So keep only those terms where you are getting 0 in numerator or denominator actually, right? So what I can do here, limit x tends to 0, this has become 1. Okay, this is 1 and this is 1. So I am getting 1 upon sin x, right, into 1 upon sin 4x, okay, this one, or into sin square 2x means what? Sin 2x into sin 2x. Okay, in the numerator, this is the numerator, right? And cos 0 1, cos 0 1 here also. This is the final result. Now what I can do, I have told you one formula. So here if I multiplied by x, suppose I multiplied by x here, and here also I multiplied with x. So this x upon sin x will become 1. Okay, and I have 1x here, right? Now I am multiplying 1x here also. So if I need 4x actually, so I am multiplying by 4x here. So I am multiplying 4x here also, right? This one. Clear to all? Now what I get? This x upon sin x become 1. This 4x upon sin 4x become 1. So finally we can write the result here like limit x tends to 0. Okay, this is x upon sin x 1. So we are having 1 upon x here, and then 4x upon sin 4x is 1, and we are getting 1 upon 4x here also, right? This one, and then we are getting sin 2x, sin 2x. So now I hope you all understood. This can be written as limit x tends to 0. It is nothing but sin 2x upon 2x or into sin 2x upon 2x. Okay, and this is 1, this is 1. So 1 into 1 equal to what? 1. So finally we will get answer as 1. So these techniques you can use in solving such questions. Okay. Now we can move to the next question. So question number 4. So this is one problem based on optimization actually. Okay, this is the optimization problem. The maximum volume of a right circular cone having slant height 3 meter. So read the question and think about it, how to solve it. Okay, so now I am going to explain the solution of this problem. The maximum volume of the right circular cone. We are given slant height. Okay, so if I make a cone, suppose I make a right circular cone, I hope you know about these things. These are also useful in aptitude section. Mensuration you should know. This is the center of this circular base and this is the vertex, say it is A and this is B. So this OA is called height of the cone, okay, and this OB is called radius R of the cone, and this AB is called the slant height L of the cone. Okay, in this cone you all know slant height is what? Radius and height. And we know that there is a relationship between slant height and radius using the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, actually we are getting 90 degree here. So we know that L square is equal to H square plus R square. But slant height is fixed, that is 3 meter. We are keeping the slant height fixed. Okay, so if we are changing the radius, it means we are changing the height also. Okay, we are adjusting height and radius accordingly, but slant height we are keeping the same constant, right? So we can say that this H square plus R square is equal to 9. This is equation number 1. Okay, according to the given condition. Now what is the formula for volume? We have to maximize volume. So what is volume actually? Okay, so we know that volume of a cone is written as V equal to 1 upon 3 pi r square h. This is the volume of a cone. Okay, now in this formula radius and height are the two variables. Okay, both are varying quantity, radius as well as height. Okay, we have to convert this volume in terms of single variable actually. Okay, in our syllabus also we are having optimization problems in single variable. Okay, if you see that syllabus of GATE paper, you will find that line there. Okay, so we have to convert that into a single variable function. So how we can convert? We have a relationship here, so we can use r square equal to 9 minus h square here. Okay, so let us put this value and we get v equal to 1 upon 3 pi. Now this h, and then r square is equal to 9 minus h square. Okay, it is 9 minus h square. So v equal to, we can see that pi upon 3 into 9h minus h cube. This is our volume in terms of single variable h. Here h is the variable now. Okay, so we have to find the maximum volume. At what height we are getting the maximum volume? Okay, we have to find the maxima of v. Where is the maximum value of v happening? This is a polynomial function in h, right? So we know that polynomial function is always differentiable. So there is no critical point actually in this function. The critical point only will be the stationary point where the derivative is 0. Okay, critical point क्या होंगे जहां पे derivative 0 होगा. So any maxima or minima may occur at the stationary point only because it is a polynomial function in terms of h, right? Now to find the stationary point we need dv upon dh. Okay, derivative, first order derivative. So we compute dv upon dh equal to, so this is pi upon 3 outside into 9 minus 3h square. Okay, this is our dv upon dh. Now to get maxima or minima we need to make it 0. Okay, so putting dv upon dh equal to 0, dv upon dh equal to 0, we get what? 3h square equal to 9, so h square equal to 9, so h equal to plus root 3 because height is a positive number. Okay, it is not negative. So h is the root 3, is the stationary point. Here is the possibility of a maxima or minima. Now there may be a maxima or there may be a minima. Maybe that we are getting minimum volume. So how we can confirm that? Whether we are getting maximum volume at this height or we are getting minimum volume at this height, how we can confirm it? So we can confirm it using the second order derivative test. Okay, so we will again differentiate this. So d square v upon dh square equal to this pi upon 3 we are having outside. So derivative of 9 is 0 minus, and this is 6h. Now if we put h equal to root 3, this resultant is a negative quantity actually. Okay, so we see that this is negative. Since derivative is negative, second derivative is negative, it means this is a point of maxima. So there will be maximum volume at h equal to root 3. Okay, so we get maxima point, maxima. Clear to all? So now we can compute the volume. So what is the volume? I am writing it here, v equal to 1 upon 3 pi. Now r square, so what is r square? When h is root 3. Okay, so r square equal to 9 minus 3, 6. So r square is 6. So let us write 6 here, and h, so h is what? Root 3. So write root 3 here. So it is 2 pi root 3. This will be the volume. Okay, so according to the options, which is the right answer? We are getting two same options, I think. Okay, so one option we can take 2 pi root 3. Okay, by mistake we have taken same options B and D. Anyone you can take. Okay, 2 pi root 3 is the answer. Make it as 3 suppose, or suppose you make it as root 3 pi. So I hope you have understood the concept of optimization, what kind of problem you may get in optimization. Okay, to maximize something, to minimize something, this is the optimization. Now let us move to next problem. So we have to find the maximum value of this function on this set. Okay, we have to find the maximum value. So such question you may get. This is also very important concept, and this concept is to find the maximum or minimum value of a function in a closed interval. Actually this is the problem, and this is the most common problem, okay, in calculus optimization. So हमें क्या करना है, किसी क्लोज इंटरवल में मैक्सिमम वैल्यू निकालनी है. उसका एक प्रोसीजर होता है, वो आपको यहाँ पे इस क्वेश्चन के जरूर समझना है, राइट. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इंटरवल क्या दिया हुआ है हमें, एक्स का जो डोमेन है फंक्शन का, वो इस इनइक्वालिटी से यहाँ पे स्पेसिफाई किया गया है, राइट. सो लेट अस सॉल्व दिस. सो एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 30 माइनस 11x इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 0, और वी कैन से x माइनस 5 x माइनस 6 less than equal to 0. So it means x is between 5 to 6, okay, including both. So x belong to this closed interval actually. So it means problem is that we have to find the maximum value of this function in this interval. This is our problem, okay. We have to find maximum value of this function in this interval. So how do we calculate the maximum value? What is the procedure I am telling you? Calculation you have to do yourself. I will not do the calculation part, okay. So what you do, first of all you differentiate this function, okay. So f dash x is equal to 9x square minus 36x plus 27 and make it equal to 0, okay, to get the stationary point, because it is polynomial. So any critical point will be the stationary point only. So 9 taken common, so we get x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0. So we get x equal to 1 and 3, okay. Now see which point is lying inside this interval, okay. The interval is from 5 to 6, okay, but our maxima or minima point we are getting 1, 3, which are outside actually, okay. This is the main problem here. You are getting maxima or minima outside. So we will not check the value of the function at these points. Got it? We have to compute only the end point f5, the value of the function at the end point 5. So we have to compute f5 and we have to compute f6 and we have to choose the maximum value from these two, okay. So in this problem, since these two values, these two stationary point don't lie inside the closed interval 5 to 6, that is why we will not use them. These are discarded, okay, because we have to compute the maximum or minimum value in this interval actually, right. So now the maximum or minimum may occur only at the end point. So we will compute f5, f6 and we will compare which one is the maximum value. We will answer this question, okay. So your task to solve this problem now. So before solving this question, you should remember one important point, that is, if we have a function, suppose a sin theta plus b cos theta, okay, a sin theta plus b cos theta, or we can say a cos theta plus b sin theta, anything we can write. So the range of this function is from minus root a square plus b square to root a square plus b square. This is the range of this function. So we can say maximum value of this function is root a square plus b square. ये पॉइंट आपको याद रखना है, तो आपको हेल्प करेगा, राइट. Maximum value of this function is root a square plus b square and minimum is minus root a square plus b square, okay. Now here we know that sin a minus b, okay, this is an identity, trigonometric identity. Sin a minus b is sin a cos b, sin a cos b minus cos a sin b, okay, we all know that. So this 3 cos theta plus 5, now bracket, here we can use this identity. So sin theta and cos pi by 6 minus cos theta sin pi by 6, we can write like this. So equal to 3 cos theta. Now this cos pi by 6 is what? It is root 3 upon 2, okay. So plus we have 5 sin theta into root 3 divided by 2 and minus sin pi by 6 is 1 by 2. So it is minus 5 upon 2 cos theta, okay. This is the problem. Now equal to equal to what we can write now. This 3 minus 5 by 2 is what? 1 by 2. So we are getting 1 by 2 cos theta plus 5 root 3 by 2 sin theta. Okay. So now they are asking the maximum value for any theta. So what will be the maximum value? Maximum value is equal to square root of a square plus b square. Okay. So 1 by 4 or plus 75 by 4. So it is 76 by 4. Okay. 76 by 4. So root 19. Okay. We will get root 19 as the answer. So A option will be the right answer to this question. Please remember. Okay. Now we can move to the next question. So read the question and try to find out the answer of this question. Which will be the right answer? All of you think about the right answer. For x greater than 0, this power series converges to which of the following function? Okay, so you all know, very simple question. I earlier told you, please remember all the expansions. Sin x, already we know that it is x minus x cube upon 3 factorial plus x to the power 5 upon 5 factorial minus and so on. So if we divide both sides by x, what we get? We get sin x upon x, that is equal to 1 minus x square upon 3 factorial plus x to the power 4 upon 5 factorial minus and so on. So we can check that sin x upon x is the right answer. Okay. So एग्जाम में कंफ्यूज नहीं होना, सिंपल क्वेश्चन आते हैं इस तरीके के तो कर देना उसको इजीली. ओके. नाउ कम टू नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम. The shortest distance between the line y equal to x and the curve y square equal to x minus 2. Again optimization problem. Okay, distance computation is always required. So how we can solve this problem? Shortest distance between the line y equal to x and the curve. First of all, one important information I want to give you. Suppose we are having a line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Suppose this is a straight line. And here is a point P having coordinate x1, y1. If we want to compute the distance of this point from this line, we take the perpendicular distance, that is the shortest. Okay, shortest distance is perpendicular, right? So this distance is computed using ax1 plus by1 plus c, its mode, divided by root a square plus b square. So this is the formula to compute the distance of a point x1 y1 from a straight line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Got it? Now come to the particular problem here. This is a y square equal to x minus 2, which can be written as x equal to y square plus 2. Okay. So we all know that this is a parabola and x equal to y square, we all know this one, and plus 2 means shifting, right? Shifting. So this curve is nothing but this the curve. Okay. Where this point is what? 0, 2, 0. Okay. 2, 0. This one. This is the parabola. Okay. Now x equal to y square plus 2. Now if I draw a line y equal to x, so this is the line y equal to x. Okay. So these are the two curves. Now they don't intersect with each other. So we have to calculate the shortest distance. So the shortest distance between the distance which will be the perpendicular to both, a line which is perpendicular to both this y equal to x line as well as this curve. Okay, perpendicular to both. So if we draw a tangent here, suppose we draw a tangent here at this point, so this line is perpendicular to this tangent and this is the shortest distance. Okay, which is perpendicular to both the curve. A line which is perpendicular to both the curve gives the line of the shortest distance. Okay, now we have to compute this distance. Now, suppose this point is h comma k. Let us assume that this point on the parabola is h comma k. So this point will satisfy the equation of the parabola because it is lying on the parabola. Definitely it will satisfy the equation of the parabola. Okay, ये parabola की equation को satisfy करेगा. So it means we can write that h is equal to k square plus 2. Equation number 1. H equal to k square plus 2. Okay. Now the y equal to x line has a slope 1. So a line perpendicular to this line is y equal to minus x having slope minus 1, or any line which is perpendicular to the y equal to x is having slope minus 1. So slope of this is minus 1. Okay. Now what is the slope of this? Tangent. So slope of this tangent will be slope of this y equal to x line. Both are parallel actually, na? Both are parallel. This tangent and this line is parallel. So it means slope of the tangent at this point will be equal to 1. Okay. So slope is obtained by dy upon dx at a point. Okay. So dy upon dx at this point P will be equal to what? 1. So how we can compute the dy upon dx? So if I differentiate this function, okay, this is y square equal to x minus 2. So we get 2y into dy upon dx is equal to 1. So dy upon dx is equal to 1 upon 2y. So here slope will be 1 upon 2k. So 1 upon 2k. This is the value of the derivative or slope. And this should be equal to what? This should be equal to 1. So it means k should be equal to 1 over 2. Clear to all? K is equal to 1 upon 2. Now what is h equal to? So h equal to k square plus 2. So 1 upon 4 plus 2. So 9 by 4. Okay. This is our h. So we have computed k, we have computed h. So it means we have obtained this point now. Okay. So this point is what? 9 by 4 comma 1 by 2. Now simple problem is there. We have to compute the distance of this point from this line. That will be the answer. Okay. So using this formula, you can compute the distance. I hope all of you can do this problem yourself now. Okay. What we have to do, we are having a line. So now we can calculate the distance. Okay. So क्या है distance? देखो हमारे पास line है y equal to x, right? So x minus y equal to 0 इसको लिख सकते हैं. And ये line है हमारे पास. और पॉइंट क्या है जहां से हमें डिस्टेंस कंप्यूट करना है? दैट वी हैव कंप्यूटेड. पॉइंट को क्या कंप्यूट किया है हमने? 9 by 4 1 by 2, राइट? सो 9 by 4 और कोमा 1 by 2, राइट? सो ये डिस्टेंस कंप्यूट करना है हमें. ओके. सो यूजिंग द फॉर्मूला ax1 plus by1, राइट? सो a is 1 into x1, 1 into this, plus b that is minus 1 into y1 that is 1 by 2, or plus c its mode, divided by square root of a square plus b square. So it is equal to 9 by 4 minus 2 by 4, 7 by 4. So 7 by 4 root 2. 7 by 4 root 2 is the right answer. So C is the right answer here. Okay. Now we can move to the next question. The number of critical points of this function. एक फंक्शन हमें गिवन है, उसमें कितने क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स हैं ये आपको फाइंड आउट करना है, राइट? नंबर ऑफ क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स. So how do we find critical points? Function is fx equal to x square ln x. So to compute critical point, first thing we have to calculate the domain of the function. Okay, because critical point always belong to domain of the function. It is a point in the domain of the function where either function is not a differentiable, or if it is differentiable then its derivative is 0. This is the definition of a critical point. Okay, so the domain is 0 to infinity, because domain of ln x we all know is 0 to infinity. Okay, so this is the domain of this entire function. This function will be defined only for positive values of x. So critical point will be from this interval only. Okay, now this function is always differentiable in its domain. This is always differentiable, so product is always differentiable in this domain. So the critical point may occur only due to the stationary point. where derivative is 0, right? There is no problem of differentiability actually. So let us compute the derivative now. So f dash x is equal to x square multiplied by derivative ln x is 1 upon x plus ln x into derivative of x square is 2x. Okay, so it is x plus 2x ln x. Let us take x common, so we get 1 plus 2 ln x. Now x is positive, x is not 0, so f dash x is equal to 0 gives us 1 plus 2 ln x equal to 0, which is ln x equal to minus 1 upon 2. So from the graph of ln x we can observe that ln x is minus 1 upon 2 only at one point here. Okay, so this is the only critical point. So number of critical point is 1 only. Okay, B answer will be there, क्योंकि एक ही पॉइंट पे डेरिवेटिव 0 होगा. ओके, जहां पे ln x minus 1 upon 2 होगा, राइट. नाउ कम टू नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम, क्वेश्चन नंबर 10. So read the question. Read the question. Fx equal to greatest integer x. This function is continuous at दिस फंक्शन इज कंटिन्यूअस एट. कहां पे कंटिन्यूअस है? सो आपको इन बेसिक फंक्शंस का ग्राफिकल नॉलेज होना चाहिए. देखो, ये जो ग्रेटेस्ट इंटीजर फंक्शन होता है, ये आपको पता होना चाहिए कि इंटीजर पे डिसकंटिन्यूअस होता है एंड ऑल अदर पॉइंट्स पे क्या होता है? कंटिन्यूअस होता है. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके का ग्राफिकल क्वेश्चन भी आपसे पूछ सकते हैं, जिसमें मॉडुलस फंक्शन का ग्राफ, ई की पावर एक्स ln x, ठीक है, ग्रेटेस्ट इंटीजर फंक्शन, सिग्नम फंक्शन, ये सारे ग्राफ की नॉलेज आपको होना जरूरी है. ठीक है, तो ये 0 पे क्या होगा? डिसकंटिन्यूअस होगा. 1 पे भी डिसकंटिन्यूअस होता है, -2 पे भी डिसकंटिन्यूअस होगा. 7.8 इज नॉट एन इंटीजर, सो ये इस पे क्या होगा? कंटिन्यूअस होगा. इसका ग्राफ आप बना के भी देख सकते हो. ठीक है, ये ग्राफ इस तरीके से बनता है 0 पे, फिर 1 पे ये क्या हो जाता है? 1. इस तरीके का ग्राफ बनेगा. तो आप इसको एक बार रिकॉल कर लेंगे. आंसर है 7.8. सो आई होप यू एंजॉयड ऑल दीज 10 क्वेश्चंस. जो पैटर्न पे बेस्ड है एग्जामिनेशन के, गेट के क्वेश्चन बहुत इजी आ सकते हैं और थोड़ा सा टिपिकल हो सकते हैं, मीडियम लेवल हो सकते हैं. ठीक है, उसी पैटर्न के हिसाब से आपको अपने आप को प्रिपेयर करना है. ओके, सो आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट. एग्जाम में अच्छे तरीके से सारे क्वेश्चंस करके आओ. प्रीवियसली जो भी क्लासेस हमने की हैं उन सबको एक बार देख लो. बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस इसमें अवेलेबल हैं, हमारे प्लेलिस्ट के अंदर आपको मिल जाएंगे. ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट.